Praise the Lord. The Lord is good. I have been praying for so many of you that God makes himself so real to you. And I know the way and the path for that to happen because he promised it. He said if you were obedient and you followed after his will, he promised to manifest himself with you. And a lot of times the flesh is so much in the way, he can't do it because it's not him that can't do it. It's the barrier of the flesh. It's the barrier of the memory of what you think and what you feel and what you think it's supposed to be. You see all of these back memories of the things of the way you think Jesus is, the way you think. Some of you even think that you know what he looked like, and you know, I think about what God the Father said about seeking. He is a spirit, Paul the Apostle's words, and he's a spirit, and he seeks those to worship him in spirit and in truth, because he is a spirit. Oh, yes. We are created in his image. We have the mind, the heart. We have all of the attributes of God, only in the flesh. I think of the one man that says from the Jewish scriptures they knew that Jesus, they have done that for so long. But you know, nothing can take away what happens in your spirit between you and God. Nothing can erase it. Nothing can stop it. How many times in my life that the flesh would be so ill, it would be like I lost everything. It would be like no memories, nothing there. From all the drugs and everything that I had to go through, there was nothing left. And all I had to do was trust him. All the pain, all the misery, all the agony, all I had to do was look up. It's not a magic kind of word. It's not a waving of a wand. It's not repetitious. You got to repeat over and over and over until you get it inside of you. It's not any of those things. It's looking up and knowing that he is exactly as he promised. He is exactly who he says he is. But if you don't believe that he is virtuous, holy, righteous, true, if you don't believe those things, how can you believe in any kind of God? You might as well believe in a dead tree. You might as well believe in a dead statue that can't do anything. You might as well believe in an old saying. You might as well believe in anything. I've said this before. Everybody believes in something, even the atheist. They believe whatever is in his heart and mind to form what they believe. So if it came from a person, or if it came from a book, or it came from, they have a belief system, something that they believe in, and they believe there is no God. You know, it's not rocket science to understand that everybody has a belief. Some believe in a God that is physical, that has gone in the grave and been buried for centuries. They believe in that God. Some believe in the worship of nature. Some believe in all different forms. But you see, Because you've been given a free moral choice to believe whatever you want, you're no different than Adam and Eve in the garden. You're no different than what they decided to believe. They decided not to believe God anymore. I mean, Adam was very close to God. He walked and talked with God. But that human nature in him caused him to eat from a fruit that he was given a commandment not to eat from. And oh, you can blame the woman. Oh, she bit it first and she did this and she did. Blame her all you want. But from everything that I know and understand, no one can make you do something you don't want to do. No one. No one can make you think or believe anything that you don't want to do. I mean, there was and I used to hate it. I don't hate anything anymore. I realized you don't need to hate anything. Hatred, as long as it lives, you say, I hate this and I hate that, that hatred is there. And so confessing the hatred causes you to be tempted to hate something that you shouldn't hate. So therefore, it is better that you just say, well, I don't like that. No, I don't believe it's right. I don't like it. So I used to dislike intensely the comedian that said, the devil made me do it. Oh, that was so funny. My goodness, there are those that use it today as a joke. And they don't realize what they're saying. They don't realize how serious that really is. Oh, but everything's so funny and everything is such a joke. You know, the seriousness of eternity hangs in the balance of what you believe. I believe the gospel with all my heart. That doesn't make me better. That only makes me a believer. One of billions. One little dot out of the whole universe. One little person that believes in the God that came to earth to live and feel what we lived and feel, what we go through. He came willfully and deliberately, knowing what he was going to suffer. When he faced it, he knew it was coming. How many of us could know that? The agony, it had to be something that he had to have agonized to the point of praying with drops of blood coming out of his perspiration. You know, it had to be a horrible, horrible thing to have to face. But he knew if he didn't do it, you and I would never get into heaven. For none of us lived that pure, clean, holy life. None of us had any excellent virtue like he did. There is none of us that could pay the price to get any man into heaven or any woman. None of us would even dare to die for someone else. Sometimes I have to pause for different reasons. Sometimes I'm in the middle of seeing things in the spirit and I have to answer it with God. None of us could ever do, because all of us in the flesh have given in to the flesh at one time or another. Jesus was born into the world just like we were. He walked as a man just like we do. And hey, He resisted the flesh. He resisted the desires and the wants of the flesh. We have to do the same thing right now. If you do not know how to resist the enemy coming upon your body with pain, what is it that you really know how to resist? If you don't know how to resist the thoughts that are wrong, what is it that you know and understand on how to resist? Oh, some, they just pray and pray and pray, and this is the way it goes. But you know what? If you pray that you believe God with all of your heart and receive Him with all of your heart, and you do away with everything with all of your heart, that is a great key. A great key. I'm going to have to go now because we have an appointment tomorrow morning and we have to keep it in early. So I know this is a short video, but I wanted to talk to you, those of you that love Him. I want to encourage you. I want to strengthen you. I want you to know that He is right there and He's going to make Himself so easy to find. Just keep on denying the flesh. Just keep on keeping on, no matter how bad it hurts, no matter how bad it seems. And some of you, I want to talk to about some of you women. You pine for your relationship with your husband or somebody. You just pine away, wanting them to change, wanting them to be what you want. And you don't understand. You're wasting your life and your time on something that may never come. What you need to do is follow after Him and redirect your thoughts to loving Him. Instead of paying attention to this one, pay attention to this one. Instead of caring what this one says, care what this one says. Care what Jesus says. Oh, that God taught me that a lot. That helped bring my husband through. It helped bring him to the place that he needed to be. Because without that, I was constantly concerned about him. Well, I'm no longer in that condition. I am constantly following Jesus.